It's election night, and First Coast News is everywhere the action is happening.
People were excited about the idea of having unity.
We're live with the results and reaction from all the races.
Don't be discouraged. Don't be disappointed.
We are taking you beyond the ballot.
I think we have a lot of people who love this city. They just need to be set free to do the things that we need to do.
First Coast News at 11 starts right now.
Tonight, history made in Jacksonville. Donna Deegan becoming the first woman to ever win the city's mayoral race.
The Democrats' victory comes after months of hard campaigning against her Republican opponent, Daniel Davis. And we were there. We were the first to call the race, I should say, shortly before 7:30 this evening here on First Coast News. So let's take a look at the final results. Deegan winning with 52% of the vote, more than 8,300 votes ahead of Davis. And tonight we have live team coverage for you.
We had crews at the watch parties for both the mayoral candidates, and we start tonight with On Your Side Cheyenne Cole at Deegan's party. Cheyenne?
Heather, there's no other way to describe Deegan's party other than it was simply filled with pure elation. The crowd was chanting Donna, Donna, and even crying tears of joy when, as you said, First Coast News was the first to call the race for her. They're filled with hope for Jacksonville's potential, with Deegan leading the city. Donna Deegan making history Tuesday night as the first female to be elected Jacksonville's mayor. Deegan says the results didn't surprise her after a hard-fought race.
I'm elated that we had a cross-section of people from across the city that came together beyond party affiliation to say that we need change and that we need a city that focuses on unity and not on division.
She's disappointed by low voter turnout, but has a plan to address that.
We're going to bring the people into the process and make them feel like they're a part of it because they are. And I think that's going to make all the difference in the world.
Deegan says her opponent, Republican Daniel Davis, who ran attack ads about her on local television stations, already called her to offer his support as she takes on the new role.
He called me a little while ago and said that he was looking forward to working with me, that he would do everything he could to make me successful, and I believe that. I think we have a lot of people who love this city. They just need to be set free to do the things that we need to do.
And the first thing Deegan plans to do at City Hall?
Open up the blinds and let the sun shine and the people in.
Again, a historic victory tonight for Deegan. And On Your Side's Rich Donnelly is joining us live. He has reaction from her supporters. Rich?
Yeah, thank you very much, Cheyenne. That historic win, the first woman to be elected mayor of Jacksonville, was celebrated by hundreds of people in downtown. And we caught up with some of those supporters who made it a point to be with Donna Deegan at her victory party tonight. As Donna Deegan took the stage to deliver her victory speech, her supporters cheered loudly.
Being here from Jacksonville, I've seen her story since I was a little girl. And I've just seen her keep fighting and keep pushing and keep running, and I just feel like she's always been an inspiration.
The first woman to be elected mayor of Jacksonville created a celebration that brought young and old to the dance floor.
Oh, it means everything. I knew it was so long. I trust her. She loves Jacksonville, and I know it's all going to be great. I'm so happy.
And while election night was about a celebration for a victory that happened, some hope the good times are yet to come.
We all need to support her. We all need to come together as a city. Just like we root for the Jaguars, we need to root for Donna Deegan to be successful, and everybody do their part to make our city a better place to live for all of us.
Donna Deegan and her supporters are celebrating well into the night, to be sure, but the real work begins when she is sworn into office as mayor of Jacksonville on July 1st. Reporting live in downtown Jacksonville, Rich Donnelly, First Coast News, On Your Side.
Thank you, Rich and Cheyenne. And our Jeannie Blaylock spoke with Andrew Pentazzi and John Daigle after the mayoral race was called about the city's first female mayor-elect. There were our First Coast News analysts tonight. Let's listen to them.
Well, our analysts say they are stunned. That's the exact word from Andrew Pentazzi, right? Stunned, the founder of the Tributary. And John Daigle, a political communications professor from UNF, says This is a huge upset. How huge is this?
Well, I've been in this community all my life. I've been a reporter here. I've been a political consultant. I've never seen anything like this. I can't ever remember a bigger upset.
And you always say that money is king in a political race. Not so tonight. Why do you think Daniel Davis lost when he spent $8 million, Donna Deegan $2 million?
I think that money gives you a huge advantage. It gets your message in front of people. It helps you build name ID, but you still have to have an actual message to give to people. And Daniel Davis's message throughout this campaign was, Sheriff TK Waters supports me, so you should support me. He used a lot of kind of tired old rhetoric of tough on crime, the Moms for Liberty social conservative messaging that it seems voters rejected. And instead, they went with the more positive campaign in the race.
And sometimes, John, you say positive can be risky, too sugary, too soft. Not so tonight.
No, I mean, traditionally, most political consultants would be very leery of taking a candidate who said they weren't willing to attack. And there are different ways to attack, but Donna's strategy, again, for whatever reason, the voters did. Either they rejected the negatives we've seen out of Davis camps, or they just were really attracted to the idea of a campaign that stayed mostly positive.
And Andrew, one last question. If you had been running Daniel Davis's campaign, in hindsight, what could he have done differently? Could he have won this race?
I think he could have won very easily. If he'd ran as who he was, which is a very likable person, many people like who he has been for the last couple of decades in our community. Instead, he ran as someone who was unrecognizable to most people who know him. If he'd run like John Payton ran when he ran for mayor in 2003, or if he'd run even like Lenny Curry ran in 2015, much more moderate, much more likable campaigns, not so much on the attack, I think that this would have been a very easy campaign for him to win. Instead, for whatever reason, he decided to use a much harsher, negative, and more right-wing campaign than I think this city was willing to accept.
Well, it's been very interesting tonight. That's putting it mildly. Thank you so much to our political consultants. Back to you guys.
Dee, thank you. So Daniel Davis raised millions of dollars during his mayoral campaign, but it was not enough to defeat Democrat Donna Deegan. On your sides, Andrew Badillo was at Davis's watch party. So Andrew, what did Davis tell his supporters?
Yeah, Heather, and it was kind of the theme of the night. We just heard it from our political analyst. Everyone was just stunned at this result, and that feeling certainly was carried over at Davis's watch party. When he started speaking to his supporters, he was stunned, saying that he was shocked by the results, but did say that they do not define him, and he will do everything he can to support Donna Deegan, the next mayor of Jacksonville. Now, Davis's supporters were huddled around a TV at his watch party, anxiously watching as precincts reported their votes. And about 7:30 or so, once First Coast News once we called the race, that's when sort of air kind of came out of you could feel the air was sort of sucked out of the building as Davis was running out of those votes. He was emotional on stage and called for his supporters, as he said, to get behind Jacksonville's next mayor.
Whatever our mayor wants, I'm going to pledge to help and do whatever she asks. I'm asking you in this room and everybody out in the community to do that as well. We have to support our new mayor to make sure Jacksonville can be what it can be.
Now, Davis said that once again, the loss does not define him or his family. He did thank Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters for his support. Sheriff Waters, of course, appearing in those attack ads against Mayor-elect Donna Deegan. Reporting live out in downtown Jacksonville, Andrew Badillo, First Coast News, on your side.
Thank you, Andrew. And we spoke with Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters, who was at the Davis event after Donna Deegan was declared the winner. As Andrew just mentioned, the sheriff appeared in a number of ads supporting Davis, saying that Deegan's policies were, quote, radical and would actually harm his officers and the community. He says he plans to sit down now with her to talk public safety.
It's important for us to sit down, have conversations, and talk about what we're going to do next to make sure that the people of this city are safe. That's the most important thing, because that's what I was elected to do.
Leaders from across Florida sharing their congratulations tonight on social media. The City of Jacksonville's Twitter page posting in part, "We look forward to your leadership and vision as you help guide our city into the future." Florida Democrats Chair Nikki Fried tweeted, "The Florida Dems are back. Jacksonville Mayor-elect Donna Deegan and the Duval Democratic Party just flipped Duval blue." U.S. Congresswoman Rita Harris tweeting congratulations to Deegan and Joyce Morgan, saying first woman mayor of Jacksonville, first woman property appraiser. Such a good night for Florida. State Representative Angie Nixon tweeting her congratulations, saying Donna Deegan ran an amazing campaign. And U.S. Congressman Maxwell Frost tweeting huge congrats to Donna Deegan for becoming the next mayor of Jacksonville. Huge win for Florida.
In Jacks Beach, 35 feet is how high a future multi-use structure replacing the Latham Plaza parking lot will be, but those voters are against amending the city's charter to raise the building's height to 55 feet. 82% voted no with 6,700 votes. The Jacksonville Beach mayor says the 35-foot structure will include retail and office space, a rooftop restaurant or bar, restrooms, parking, police storage, and operation space. The design plans for this structure are still in the works. It's a portion of a larger redevelopment project coming to Seawalk Pavilion and Latham Plaza in an effort to increase shade, seating areas for visitors as well of Jacksonville Beach.
Joyce Morgan will be the next property appraiser in Duval County. The Democrat taking 51% of the vote against Republican Jason Fisher. Morgan is the outgoing council member for District 1.
Mostly, I believe that this is a victory for the citizens of Jacksonville because it's the citizens who vote on you. And so it's their victory. And I just want to make sure that I follow through on the commitment that I have to the citizens.
Republican Chris Miller defeated Democrat Charles Garrison in the race for City Council at-large Group 5. Miller worked as the district director for U.S. Representative and former Jacksonville Sheriff John Rutherford. We spoke with him after his victory tonight.
I wanted to make sure I got out to all of Jacksonville that I could, and I listened to all of the people throughout the city and what they want Jacksonville to be. And it's been such a wonderful experience. Little tiring, I must say.
And we have 6 runoff races for Jacksonville City Council. Here's the results for District 2. Between the Republican candidates, Mike Gay took 52% of the vote over Lindsey Brock, who had 48% of the vote. First Coast News was at the winner's watch party, and we spoke with Mike Gay shortly after he was declared the winner.
It's time to get to work. It's time to take care of our north side, and we need to be represented out here, and that's what I'm all about, being the people's representative. Thank y'all for your vote.
Democrat Jimmy Peluso takes the win for District 7. He defeated Republican Joseph Hogan with almost 2/3 of the vote. And City Councilman Reggie Gaffney Jr. won re-election tonight, defeating challenger Tamika Gaines Holly with 52% of the vote. Gaffney Jr. has served on the Jacksonville City Council since November when he won a special election. Gaffney took the position over from his father, who gave up the seat to run for state senate. Gaffney was joined by his father and other loved ones at the Live Bar downtown to celebrate.
I'm ready to get to work. I'm ready to complete and finish what I already have started. This area have a lot of work to be done.
And Tyrona Clark Murray is taking home a win for District 9. She won a special election last year, but will now serve out her complete 4-year term as a city council member. The Democrat defeated Republican Mike Muldoon.
I'm so glad that this part is over, so now we can do the hard work of helping our community. I'm elated.
Republican Raul Arias will be the next leader for City Council District 11. He defeated Democrat Ramon Day with 53% of the vote. And District 14 will be represented by Democrat Ramon Johnson. He took 53% of the vote, while Republican John Draper took 47%.